I think the minister is misleading this House. EACC doesn't take away the responsibility of him as a minister. The fact that EACC are handling those files, it doesn't make that he should take actions on his officers from his ministry who wired the money. He doesn't have to wait the report from the EACC. He remains the minister in charge of education in this country, and he must take action regardless of what the EACC will do. So you should not mislead this House, Honorable Speaker.
The criminal culpability that we are talking about, that can only be undertaken by the investigative agencies. We would be able to take administrative action on the officers we find culpable, and then we hand them over to the investigative agencies to undertake the criminal process. That is already being done.
Minister, you'll help. I don't want us to take very long on this. You'll help this House this way. You have officers of your ministry in each and every county who have a duty to keep and update records of schools continuously and furnish to your ministry. That money, public resources have been wired to non-existent schools for non-existent students. How many of your officers have you interdicted for doing this criminal act? Once we get that, then the committee will follow up with you to deal with these issues.
Based on the verification exercise that we are undertaking, we've not interdicted anybody because we've not completed the analysis of the exercise, as I've indicated. We've completed the data collection, which is what I presented here. And once we complete the exercise, we will then be able to take action. It is at that stage where we are analyzing the data that we've collected in order for it to inform us who is involved, which bank accounts, which institutions, which individuals, which officers, which sub-county, so that we can then take action against them. We can't take action against anybody based on the data that we have now because we've not concluded the exercise. That is the reason, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, Millie.
Mr. Speaker, the CS is disappointing me, being an alumni of the same primary school as myself, Homa Bay Primary School. Mr. Speaker, from what the CS is saying, honestly, that does not take even 2 days. So if there are things that are going wrong, and if there's one problem that we have been facing as a country, is the issue of corruption. And we have been told that we have actually identified where there are corrupt practices. Why would we be taking so long telling us that we are trying to trace here and there? You have found that there is a school, non-existent school, and somebody has paid to a non-existent school. Can I come to your office and tell you who paid to that school? It's as simple as that. Just pinpoint who paid that non-existent school and throw them out of the office. It's as simple as that. It's as simple as ABC.
Minister, let him finish this round, then we take a few more.
Mr. Speaker,
Yes.
I had difficulties making that decision because the exercise is not complete. I have indicated here that there are another 934 schools that have not submitted their data. So we wanted to have this as a complete exercise, prepare a complete report, including what action we have taken. Where we think there's a crime committed, we would then forward it to the investigative agencies to undertake. It would have been premature for me to take action against officers before I confirm for sure that this is the position or this is the offense that they have committed. We are all of us taking this exercise in order to take action at the end of the exercise. That's the reason why.
Yes, I'll take three here, then we close. Rachel Nyamai.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I am equally disappointed, just the way the Honorable Millie Odhiambo is, because the Cabinet Secretary, who I believe is very knowledgeable, is telling us that 1.1 billion...
He is a lawyer of very good repute, by the way. I don't know why he's doing this.
Yeah, very true. So, Mr. Speaker, it is worrying to be told that 1.1 billion was released in favor of numbers or students that do not exist. Mr. Speaker, he also tells us that 934 schools have benefited from money and he is not able to verify. Mr. Speaker, there is a problem. I think it's a huge cartel that ensures that information is not provided, it is not provided within the right time, and that even the cabinet secretary himself could be having a lot of problems below him at the director level, at the county level, at the sub-county level, at the, which is the other level? Zonal level. So there must be a problem. And 934 schools, Honorable Speaker, is not 9 schools. It means that there is a problem of failure to provide information. These people are not providing information, have a name, have an identity card, they are known where they belong to, their counties are known, their sub-counties are known, their wards are known, and they can be arrested. It is happening in other ministries. Why not in the Ministry of Education?
Owen Bayer.
Honorable Speaker, I want to say this, yeah.
Don't say, ask the minister.
I want to ask the minister.
Yes.
You know, you need to take action not only on teachers. That ministry, there are people who have overstayed in certain positions that will forever guard the information. Yourself and the PS are new there. There are people who are very strong roots, deep roots, and they will protect their system so that they continue to eat the money in that ministry. Unless you become ruthless and have ruthless focus on those people, Honorable Speaker, money will continue to disappear in that ministry. So what you need to do is do what Kiraitu Murungi said, a radical surgery in that ministry, just like they did in the judiciary, so that you can unearth, but as you unearth, it also goes with people who then you will get breathing space and space to manage that ministry. Otherwise, our children will continue to suffer if we go that way. I can assure you, Honorable Minister, you will wait for that date and it will not come. You will. I have seen it in my county. The people there protect each other. From the county director who has stayed there for over 8 years, to all the sub-counties who have stayed there for over 10 years. And everybody else is just comfortable waiting for the money from the ministry to eat the money. Honorable Speaker, unless radical surgery is done in the Ministry of Education, we will continue to say the same things here. Honorable Speaker, I thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. As we join this, the Cabinet Secretary must be aware that, as Bayer said, the ministry is full of cartels. For example, there is a deliberate process to understate the number of learners in some schools and inflate in others. How is it done, Honorable Speaker? They deliberately refuse to admit them or register them in NEMIS as it is now, on very spurious reasons, non-existent reasons at all. For example, I can tell you, Honorable Speaker, and I want to tell the Cabinet Secretary, that in Funyula constituency, we could be having about 25% of the children in school who are not registered records and they do not get that capitation. What is he going to do to clean up the ministry to ensure there is fairness in distribution of the resources available? Thank you.
Russell.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, listening to the CS here, I am really concerned because today there's more supervision of education in our counties and sub-counties. What didn't exist maybe during your time or my time? We have curriculum support officers, quality assurance, all the way to the divisions. So that simply means that what he is telling us, either there is no supervision or there's too much bureaucracy in education that we can have schools that don't exist, or youngsters or learners who cannot be found or registered. For that reason, let the minister explain to us, are we overemploying in education, particularly in those who are supposed to supervise? Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Mr. Speaker, I had requested your indulgence on a different question.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, my biggest worry will be what Owen Bayer tried to allude to. How long do the county education directors and sub-county education directors stay in one station? Because, Honorable Speaker, that is where the cartel has its roots. These are the people who are forever going around schools, collecting money from the heads of institutions and threatening them on what will befall them if they don't comply. Why do sub-county education directors stay in one station for 10 years? We saw the Ministry of Interior ensuring that police, OCSs, do not stay more than 3 years in one station. Why can't they do the same so that they don't come here to tell us 934 schools have not submitted their returns? Yet, if you look, 934 divided by 47 counties, that is one day work, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you. Alice?
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Mine wanted to ask the Cabinet Secretary, why don't you come back here when you have all the information instead of giving us excuses because we were here and we represent the people back at home? When you come with half-baked information, you're not helping this House.
Yes, Didmas, what is it?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I think all I want to ask the minister is that since when I was a small child, there are very many circulars and directives that have been issued by the Minister for Education to date. The Minister for Education, as we speak today, issued directives that students should not be sent home for levies that have not been approved by government. Most importantly, things like lunch fees and the very many other auxiliary fees that are not important. The minister has said that schools should not send these children away. Millions of children are at home for failure to pay lunch fees, which is a private levy, not a government-approved levy. So how sure are we that the minister directives that is telling this House that the principals are going to obey? Is it true that the principals of high school are more powerful than CS for education in our country? Is it true, the Honorable Speaker, that if you check at the circulars that the ministry has issued to the principals of high schools and the headmasters of JSS and primary schools, none of them have been obeyed, they have been disregarded, Mr. Speaker. We need to know if those head teachers are powerful than the minister, then we should summon those head teachers directly here instead of passing through the minister whose directives are not obeyed. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Kwenya, what is it?
Mr. Speaker, that was mentioned, or were mentioned, one of them is in my constituency. The number one school that was mentioned, Kiria Secondary School, that was closed. And the reasons given by the minister do not hold. And that is why, Mr. Speaker, we need to interrogate the ministry properly. Because it cannot be you saying that the school was closed because of lack of students. Yet we know that TSC refused to post teachers to that school because the location is not so favorable for teachers. Mr. Speaker, number two, the issue of capitation. Every time we pass budgets in this House, they are premised on numbers, and numbers that are known. But when it comes to disbursement, it becomes very difficult. I think it is orchestrated within the ministry, so that then the money does not reach reach our schools, and that is a matter that we need to get the depth of. Minister? We must get to some setting, to some factory settings of this ministry, so that then it functions. Finally, the issue of sub-county directors overstaying in one station is not an issue that can be taken lightly. They are masquerading and moving everywhere, with powers that they do not wield, collecting money from institutions, as it has been said.
Point made. Yes, Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. As I indicated, we started this exercise and it is not complete. It is true that the data that I'm giving is preliminary, and I've been asking to be given time to complete it so that when I come back here...
How much time do you require? Wangela, what is it?
Mr. Speaker, sir, you know the cartel that are taking this money.
I don't know.
No. I know you don't know. Thank you, Mr. I know you don't know. But, Mr. Speaker, the cartels from the ministry that registers, that do all this dirty work, that deposit money in accounts, are all from the ministry. Would I be in order to say that this minister, who is claiming to be auditing all these documents from June to December to January, that he's playing tricks with us until we forget, so that we go to next year, the same thing continues, because he's a beneficiary of these cartels. Because they steal from there. The minister must be a beneficiary. And Mr. Speaker, I would ask even the president that now that he wants Akisi to be the minister for education, why can't he bring back Matiang'i?
Order. Order, Wanjala. You are totally out of order. Minister, ignore that and answer other questions.
I will.
Order. Order, Donya. Order, Donya, sit down. I have ruled Wanjala out of order. Order. I've ruled Wanjala out of order, and that material will be expunged from the Hansard. Minister, go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. For the record, this exercise of verification, we started exactly 2 months ago, on the 5th of September, 2025, not June. And it is unfair to make a claim, and I've asked, give me time, I give you a report and the action that I've taken. I cannot, for example, in the middle of sack people from the office because they will litigate. It is important for us.
How much time do you require, Minister?
We want
I'll give you the time you
we
require.
want to ask for exactly 2 months because we are undertaking exams that will end on 21st. Then I come back here with the report. And this is not something that started in September. It is something that has been going on in this country for a long time. So we need to make sure that we are solving it once and for all.
Minister, as you order members, Minister, you can feel the mood of the House. And I did tell you, I know you are new in the ministry, and it's common knowledge that there are quite a number of underhand transactions that go on in that ministry. Please do the following. Realign your representation at every level. Use ICT to keep accurate data. A child who goes to Standard 1, from your computer, you should know next year is in Standard 2, 3, 4, because those records don't need to be relayed by somebody getting onto a train from Mombasa to bring to the ministry. They can wire them to you. And when you are releasing money to schools, you have records which schools you registered, which schools you have posted head teachers, which schools have bank accounts, you can verify from the accounts. How do you wire money to a school that does not exist to an account that you don't recognize or you don't have? Those are some of the questions. We'll give you time to finish verification, but you must satisfy the country that as a minister, you are a custodian of public good to protect public resources and see our schools run properly. And, you know, great men must bring change and leave legacies. Don't sit in that ministry and have it business as usual. And this House will support you if you have positive, radical changes to change the ministry. Zaisula, that Naisula had something different.